guide for the management of examinations.
Appearing before the Parliamentary Committee on Education to respond on a number of issues as raised by the committee led by MP Julius Melly, including cases where some parents are not satisfied with the results, the committee seeking to realize why NEC has not yet approved the oversight body of the national examination results since 2019, the entire process of how candidates were awarded marks, the logic used in the awarding of marks, the use of mobile phones during the marking of the exams, explanation about the marking of examinations manually and not digital as it should have been for some candidates.
It is to be noted that the candidates taking Swahili do not take sign language and vice versa, and therefore these errors were caused by configuration issues on the interface used to give out the results. But the thing that, as the CS has mentioned, is that the results, which are the official results, official provisional results as provided in the NEC portal, did not have these particular errors.
The ministry was questioned to explain about the whole issue surrounding the short message sent to receive results and how those affected by the system failure trying to get their respective candidate results after cases of controversial results were reported to some candidates, and if the affected will be refunded their money after causing physical trauma to them as well.
There was that mix-up in the SMS, but which was actually not in the school portal. So the official research as given to each and every school was totally correct. It did not have this particular anomaly. And this anomaly also took place in a 10-minute period when the system opened up at around 2:30 to around 2:40. 10-minute period, you can see the number of people trying to access and in 10 minutes time what damage the technology can be able to do.
And Chair, I would wish to inform the Honorable House again that we have requested, as already mentioned by the CS, our colleagues in the Ministry of ICT to support us in trying to know exactly what happened with the data transmission from our database to the database of both the service provider and the telecoms on the access of that information.
The controversy on the contract for the publishers of the national examination papers as raised also emerged in today's session, with the ministry maintaining that contract is issued every year.
On November 23rd, 2023, the date of release of the Kcpe results, NEC sent out a circular to all Kcpe results guidelines to all the sub-county directors of education and heads of primary schools that presented candidates for the Kcpe examination. One of the issues captured in the circular is the handling of queries related to examination results.
Stanley Lugaria, Lookuptv.
Now, the National Hospital Insurance Fund has admitted to massive corruption in payment of hospital bills across various hospitals, with both private and public hospitals implicated. According to NHIF Chief Executive Officer Peter Kamunya, a section of NHIF employees were colluding with fraudsters to siphon money from the fund illegally. Mevin Getembe now reports.
The National Health Insurance Fund, NHIF, has suspended 17 NHIF healthcare workers as over 18 healthcare centers remains under investigations over incidents of fraud and corruption in the payment of claims to hospitals. Appearing before the Senate Health Committee today, NHIF Chief Executive Officer Peter Kamunyo said the funds were lost through impersonation and fictitious claims by the public and private hospitals, thus denying millions of Kenyans deserving Kenyans' quality health care.
As long stay, 17 patients record that they were discharged physically, but from the system review, they were not discharged biomedical until a subsequent review visit. This led to fraudulent claiming the inpatient admission over and above the surgical package.
Following an expose by one of the media stations, through which some of the healthcare centers alleged to be involved in the malpractices were revealed, NHIF has admitted to the existence of a conspiracy between its employees and fraudsters to defraud the fund.
Health facilities after the lapse of the 90 days on findings or not. Honorable Chair and honorable members, our straight answer is yes. The suspension of the 6 facilities under investigation has been extended by a further 90 days through formal written communication. The extension was recommended by the NHIF Board Audit Committee.
The committee sought to know if NHIF had received any reports from healthcare centers alleged to be involved.
Like a regulator hospital, the people who do prioritization, are they medical staff? Are they in the same cadre as the services? And we shall be asking within your personnel in terms of staffing, how many of your staff are medical trained officers and what cadres, and what are their responsibilities. And we shall be
Afiabora Healthcare Center, one of the centers alleged to be involved in the allegation of fraud, submitted a report through the chief executive officer of that center denying the allegations. Afiabora has however promised to cooperate with DCI officers in the ongoing investigations.
In this story, which lasted 90 minutes, Afiabora Hospital was mentioned for 2 minutes, where the journalists alleged that they met some people in Meru County who were allegedly conducting a medical camp. The said persons impersonated staff from Afiabora Hospital. In the expose, there were no allegations of malpractice. There was no allegation of fraud.
The fund suffered a 6 billion shillings loss in the last financial year, a loss attributed to non-payment of premiums and a huge losses due to fraud in payments. Mevin Getembe, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
Now, in a proactive response to the evolving insecurity in Lamu County, the government is intensifying efforts to counter terrorism, extremist ideologies, and criminal activities. As John Matava now files, Interior CS Kcpe Kindiki noted that significant progress has been achieved through the commendable sacrifices of security officers and ordered the arrest and prosecution of people in Lamu County who use social media to incite ethnic and religious intolerance.
Hakuna tofauti ya yule mchochezi ambaye anaweka uchochezi wa kikabila na kidini kwa mitandao. Hakuna tofauti yake na ule gaidi ambaye anaua wananchi.
According to Interior CS Kcpe Kindiki, a crackdown has been initiated to investigate, apprehend and prosecute individuals exploiting social media platforms to incite hate and violence based on religious, ethnic and political divisions.
Watu wameanza kuchochea uhasama wa kikabila na kidini katika mitandao na vyombo vya habari. Nimeagiza maafisa wetu wa usalama wawindane na wachochezi. Tunatafutana na kuindana na wale watu ambao wanachochea uhasama wa kikabila, uhasama wa kidini katika mitandao na vyombo vya habari. We want to make it clear that incitement of the public, inciting ethnic, religious hate is a crime under the law of Kenya. And we are not going to allow any person to incite communities against each other, to incite hatred among communities.
The government continues to demonstrate its commitment to safeguarding the well-being of its citizens through the proactive and responsive measures. Today, a successful review, consultation and assessment of the security situation unfolded in Salama and Poromoko within Lamu West constituency, Lamu County.
Tumepoteza askari wetu wakijaribu kulinda wananchi katika sehemu hii ya Lamu. Si ni kweli? Si hata tumepoteza askari wetu. Hiyo ni kumaanisha kwamba serikali na wananchi tuko pande moja, na hii vita ni vita ya mtu mmoja ambaye ni gaidi, ambaye ni mtu ambaye anataka kuchukua maisha ya wengine kinyume na sheria.
As part of a comprehensive security strategy, additional security facilities have been strategically deployed in Marafa, Wido, Juhudi, Salama and surrounding areas to address challenges posed by the ongoing El Nino rains. Security facilities will undergo rehabilitation and repositioning, ensuring optimal readiness against criminal elements.
Nataka niseme ya kwamba serikali italinda jamii zote na wakazi wote wa Lamu watalindwa na serikali ya Kenya na mali yao italindwa, na hakuna mkaazi wa Lamu atatoka ama afukuzwe na watu wengine.
John Matava, Lookuptv.
Elsewhere, Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua now says the government has revamped and streamlined operations at the Kenya Medical Supplies Agency in order to make it effective in distribution of medicine to health facilities across the country. Speaking during the 92nd Kenya Medical Training College held at Kasarani Stadium, the Deputy President said the government had focused on dealing with inefficiency and poor service provision at the parastatal over the last year, adding that the efforts had been fruitful. Gala Luda with more.
In his speech to Kenya Medical Training College graduates at Kasarani Stadium in Nairobi,
the graduation of these young professionals brings renewed hope for our nation.
The DP promised that the RUTO administration is focused on dealing with inefficiency and poor service provision, noting that efforts are in place to streamline service delivery.
The hope of achieving and enhancing the nurse-to-patient ratio for better health outcomes. It is also a major boost to the transformative Afya Nyumbani, which our president launched in October under the universal health coverage.
Gachagua adding that Kenya Kwanza is investing heavily in healthcare professionals in efforts to empower them with better skills.
Indeed, the RUTO administration understands that the wealth of our nation is as good as the health of our people. As such, an education system that answers emerging health needs of our people is key. That is why under KMTC and other tertiary learning institutions, we are investing in a cutting-edge workforce because we have an opportunity to set the standards of outputs for impact.
Gachagua promising KMTC students that government intends to ensure they study without financial challenges through help capitation.
As I engaged your CEO and the board earlier, they have expressed their request and desire that we look into the issue of capitation to be able to help more students through help. And that is a request we are going to consider of how we enhance the capitation for this sector.
Alu Dagel, Lookuptv, Nairobi.
The President William Ruto has urged the newly appointed ambassadors, high commissioners and heads of mission to step up and represent the country abroad amid cuts on foreign travels by the government. During a meeting, the new appointees at State House Nairobi, Ruto asked them to proactively protect and advance the interests of Kenyans in their countries of designation.
Kenyan ambassadors have been assigned today to represent Kenya abroad. Speaking from State House in Nairobi County, President William Ruto has said the national government is expecting nothing less from these ambassadors, but highlighting issues that are affecting Kenyans in those foreign countries, asking the newly appointed diplomats to curb the wastage of public resources in Kenya's missions abroad.
You will find that in many cases, you will represent the country. In many cases, it will not be necessary for us to send ministers unless it is absolutely necessary, or other public officials unless it is absolutely necessary. You will have to stand in.
One after the other, the ambassadors took their oaths, and when the president got a chance to address them, he had the following to say.
To push for the interest of Kenyans, Kenyan companies, Kenyan businesses, Kenyan entrepreneurs, to make sure that it is your responsibility to support Kenyans wherever you will be, to support their pursuits, their interests, and to protect them.
Additionally, he continued to request diplomats to proactively protect and advance the interests of Kenyans in their countries of designation. The president said it is the responsibility of the ambassadors to look after Kenyans operating in the countries that they are posted.
To step into the arena of diplomacy at a critical moment in the history of multilateralism. It is my expectation and that of the government of Kenya and people of Kenya that you will represent securing the interest of the Republic of Kenya.
Ruga Ivan, Lookup.
That story by Ruge Evil takes us for a very fast break here on the program. So much more on the other side. Don't go too far.
What about mambo fantastic if not scholastic? Chota kuchota na heti ya supermarket imerudi. Ukifanya tu shopping ya shilingi 1,000, wewe unaingia kwa promotion ya chota kuchota na heti ya supermarket. Watu wanaendelea kushinda ndani ya heti ya supermarket. Mwana tata kitoko. Wewe na umeshinda nini? Karibu ndani ya heti ya supermarket uweze kuchota kwa wingi kabisa. Watu huko wanasema nini? Nakwambia kwamba chota kuchota. Unangoja nini?
Magari 7 za kushindaniwa, TV, fridge, microwave, shopping vouchers, school fees vouchers, instant prizes na zawadi zingine kemkem. Chota kuchota imethaminiwa na Hetias, Oven Fresh Bakery, Gigabyte, Mount Kenya Milk, Clover's Food Products, Velvet, Magic Drink, Pwani Oil, Arenco, Fruit Juice, Masterchef, Toilex, Coolsip, Mika, Wash Ultra, Philos, Pristol, Nivea, My Choice, Ushindi, Fresh Fry, Arimis Jelly, Cabernet Water, Dettol, Kcpe, Meta, Glucose, Coca-Cola, Rosy Tissue, Big Giant, Elbins, Unilever, Fresh, Unga wa Dola, Blue Band na Pasta Star. Shindano la chota kuchota linaanza tarehe 1 Disemba hadi tarehe 10 Februari mwaka 2024.
Hetia Supermarket, a world of choice.
Infinity Industrial Park is one of the largest private industrial parks located along Eastern Bypass, Nairobi, which provides modern infrastructure for smooth operations for industries and business enterprises. Infinity Industrial Park offers world-class amenities and facilities with wide roads, a police station, a power substation, fire station, public transport stage, hospital, and shopping mall. In addition, Infinity Industrial Park also offers CCTV cameras, 24-hour private armed security patrol, sewer, water, fiber optic cable, and 3-phase power connection, added to public utility, canteen, and dining areas. Sail on the golden opportunity to invest in Infinity Industrial Park, fully serviced warehouses at a special price of 3,569 Kenyan shillings per square foot. For more inquiries, visit our website infinityindustrialpark.com.
Welcome back. Thank you so much for staying with us. This is Look Up News. Nancy Nalima here and Felista Adundo on the sign language interpretation. Let's continue. Legislators from both the National Assembly and the Senate are set to embark on their recess from today to the 13th of February 2024. Before breaking for recess, National Assembly Deputy Speaker, who doubles up as the Uasin Gishu woman representative, forwarded the bill seeking to legalize the position of Chief Administrative Secretary to the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee. Public participation on the positions that were declared illegal by the court is set to be conducted during the recess period. Henry Tende with the details.
As the country gears towards the Christmas and New Year festivities, the National Assembly and the Senate have adjourned their sittings until February 13th next year.
It is now 1:15 p.m. Time to adjourn the Senate pursuant to Standing Order number 34-2A. The Senate therefore stands adjourned until Tuesday, 13th February 2024 at 2:30 p.m.
Honorable members, as an established practice and further recalling the resolution of the House on the calendar for regular sittings on 15th February 2023, committee sittings will stand suspended from 18th December 2023 to 28th January 2024. In this regard, honorable members, all committees are required to suspend their sittings on the stated dates in order to allow members to attend their constituency duties and parliamentary staff to take their annual leave.
In the National Assembly, Deputy Speaker Gladys Bose has referred the bill that seeks to entrench into law and regularize the posts of Chief Administrative Officers to the Justice and Legal Affairs Committee, positions that were declared unconstitutional by the High Court. The committee will be required to subject the proposals of the bill to public hearings during the recess.
As you are aware of the ongoing litigation on the constitutionality of the Office of the Chief Administrative Secretaries, whereas Parliament may consider a proposal to establish the position of Chief Administrative Secretary, knowledge of the pending court matter must inform any such consideration. In my considered view, it is imperative for the Committee of the House charged with overseeing constitutional affairs to thoroughly scrutinize the proposed amendments in the bill and ensure that they are in consonance with the Constitution and the written law. In this regard, honorable members, and pursuant to the provisions of Standing Order 1271, I therefore refer the National Government Administration Laws Amendment Bill 2023 to the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs. The committee is encouraged to facilitate public participation on the bill in the usual manner during the recess period that is about to commence.
In the Senate Assembly, senators discussed the proposal that seeks to declare cattle rustling a national disaster with a view to establishing a compensation kitty for victims of cattle rustling. The two assemblies will be remembered this year for passing the controversial finance bill into law, a bill that has elicited heated debates in the country for introducing additional taxes that have made life unbearable for majority of Kenyans. The two assemblies are expected to return from recess on 13th of February next year. Henry Tende, Lookuptv.
Leaders from West Pokot County have expressed displeasure over the continued attacks and killings witnessed in the county. The leaders have pointed accusing fingers at the government over failure to undertake its mandate and protect Kenyans amid constant attacks. According to the leaders, more than 50 people have been killed in West Pokot County alone since the year began.
As the government intensifies its efforts in the fight against banditry, leaders drawn from West Pokot County have expressed their displeasure over the continued attacks and killings witnessed in the county, pointing an accusing finger at the government over failure to undertake its mandate and protect Kenyans amid constant attacks. According to the leaders, more than 50 people have been killed in West Pokot County alone since the year began, with most affected areas being the Takwel Belt and Chisegon. They're now calling on to the Ministry of Interior to curb the insecurity situation at the Kerio Valley.
Sisi nataka serikali isaidie sisi. Sisi naumia. Tulikuwa na kukuja KDF bako ndani. KDF nasumbua sisi. Tulikuwa na kukuja para kuiba mbuzi kupata KDF natangulia mbele ya watu. Hata jana ile watu ile napekwa. Wengine yako na ng'ombe. Para kukutana na Turkana KDF na akatopa gurnet tatu. Hawa kapote.
Secretary member of County Assembly Jen Mingich, who visited two people who were shot and seriously injured at the Kapenguria County Referral Hospital, called on Interior Cabinet Secretary Kithure Kindiki to ensure sanity is restored.
Tumeshindwa hata kujieleza. Hiyo attack wakati ilifanyika, watu wetu kujaribu kurespond ndo hawa KDF. It's like Turkana bandits wako cooperate na KDF ambao wako Kaino. Tunauliwa hata vijana wadogo, bora ni mfulana hata wa mwaka 3. Mulisikia juzi kijana mtoto mfulana mdogo wa 3 years akauliwa. So wale wa Turkana target yao bora Mpokot mwanaume, awe mdogo awe mkubwa awe age gani, wanapita naye.
Edikadenye, Lookuptv.
Nandi Senator Samson Cherargei has appealed to the national government to address concerns in regards to employment of teachers who are required to facilitate junior secondary education under the competency-based curriculum. Cherargei says the current impasse has created a cloud of uncertainty which may negatively affect quality of education when school calendar resumes in January. He has also urged the Teachers Service Commission to listen to the cry of teachers and employ over 46,000 teachers on permanent contractual terms.
Statement on the fate of 46,000 junior secondary schools teachers and other teachers employed on contract terms. You have been aware there have been demonstrations by the JSS teachers. It is now 1 year since the inception of junior secondary school and employment of junior secondary school teachers on contractual terms to teach learners in grade 7, which is domiciled in primary school as advised by the Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms. Teachers Service Commission (TSC) has been mandated by our Constitution to ensure that our learning institutions are well staffed with teachers and with good working conditions favorable to both students and the teachers. These are teachers that receive a half. This one on CBC receive a half of what their PNP teachers receive and they receive this pay without any medical cover, pension, and poor working conditions. It is high time that the Teacher Service Commission reconsiders its decision to renew the contract for these teachers and go ahead and confirm the total 46,000 teachers before the reopenings of schools in January to permanent and pensionable terms to avoid crisis as we go into the new year in January 2024. Na nafikiri if they can confirm our walimu 47,000, 46,000, nafikiri itasaidia kustabilize kwa sababu haitakuwa na ile hata if 46,000 wakikuwa confirm, it will not satisfy the implementation of CBC. We want them to be confirmed so that when a new contract starts, it can go that.
And out of the counties, over 600 retirees who worked with the defunct local authorities in Siaya County have threatened to hold demonstrations over the unpaid salary arrears amounting to 72 million shillings. Led by Philip Ochieng, the retirees lamented over the current regime's decision not to pay them their arrears, citing continuous frustrations while stating that they have only received part of their payment 3 times during the last regime of Governor Cornel Rasanga.
Pending salary arrears totaling to 72,955,000. Up to this moment, we have not been paid, and this amount includes court award of 10 employees of former local authority workers. And we have already written to our Honorable Governor demanding for these payments. And up to this moment, we have not received any reply from him.
Important to note, 536 teachers will qualify for permanent and pensionable terms.
Tulipata simu tukaambiwa hapa Kakaria kukielekea Kutus kuna nyumba inawaka moto, na mara hiyo tukachukua gari yetu tukakimbia kwa haraka sana na tukakuta ni kweli ni nyumba ya mawe inaungua. Wito wangu ni kuuliza watu wa Petroleum Regulatory Authority wafanye msako sana, wachukue hao watu wote ambao hawana kibali, hao watu wote hawana fire compliance certificate.
Let's now switch gears to some sporting action. Kinoro Stadium in Meru County will host the Safaricom Chapadimba Eastern Regional Finals this weekend, where a total of 8 teams, which include 4 for boys and the other 4 for girls, are lined up to participate for the title encounter. Winners from both categories will receive a reward of 250,000 shillings, among other prizes. And national football team Junior Stars continued with their training ready to face Uganda in the Sekafa Under-18 Championship final match slated for tomorrow at Jomo Kenyatta Stadium in Kisumu County, starting from 2:30 p.m. FKF Vice President Doris Petra, NEC member Joseph Ndere and Sekafa CEO Auka Gisheo urged the fans to come out in large numbers to cheer on the national team and not to invade the field of play.
Kwanza tumejipanga poa na tunajiamini tutashinda. Timu tumekuwa nayo since day one tupatane hii camp. Tumekuwa na undugu zaidi na I hope naomba mafans kitu ya kwanza wakuje watubebe juu ndio litubeba semi-finali. Si kufika finali ni fans. Hiyo umoja ni wamekuwa na sisi since day one. Tunashukuru. Tumejipanga poa, coach ametuset mind. I hope kila kitu itakuwa poa.
Tumejipanga vizuri na mazoezi tumeanza. Jana tulipiga active rest kidogo. But tunashukuru tena federation wametusaidia sana, federation na serikali pia unaona vile wanatusaidia vijana. So imekuwa ni jambo la maana sana kwa preparation yetu ya kama Kenya. So nafikiri tumejiandaa vizuri kwa finali. Manake tulikuwa mara kwanza tulisema tuingie kwanza kwa finali, alafu plan ya finali inakujia hapo. Sasa sisi tuko ready kwa kila kitu yote kitokea hapo mbele. Ile ukiangalia ile mechi ya Tanzania kidogo walikuja kama wanataka kudefend wakaza spaces, so walijua vile tunacheza. But lakini ukiangalia game yetu Tanzania na Uganda ni game tofauti. So pia approach yetu na Uganda itakuwa tofauti. So nafikiri kesho pia itakuwa ni different game kulingana na ile tulicheza game ya semi-finali.
We can tell you there's improved security that will be there. We don't want confrontation with the security team, but everything has been improved, including the VVIP. We are just asking people that stick to where you are, because the invasion included the VVIP here. So there's improved security. Kila mtu akuje akijua there's security, and we don't want confrontation. So I think I've responded to you adequately. We could not just sit and not do anything. For the 2 days we have been coming here every day, and we have been having planning meetings with the security people. And I think the director has gone a bit further to ensure that we have better and a much better security.
The English Premier League continues tonight as Everton host Newcastle United and Tottenham will play West Ham United. We've come to the end of the broadcast this evening, but I do have time to read one SMS from you. Stephen Achola across Facebook says, I'm very much surprised to see Mandago probing a fraud. May God rescue us. That's all the time we had for you this evening. We appreciate you for watching. Look up news right here, Nancy Nalima and Felista Adundo on the sign language interpretation. Keep it right here on Lookuptv. Enjoy your December and all the festivities and keep safe. Have a good night.